watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. After the political storm over Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge's Ravan Jai, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today hit back at the Congress party, accusing the grand old party of stooping to a new low. Remember, Kharge had said that the Prime Minister is omnipresent when it comes to the BJP's local, state and national election campaigns, calling him Ravan with 100 heads. The Prime Minister accused the Congress of insulting Gujarat, claiming the Congress can't tolerate the power Gujarat has given him. He even said that the Congress has dragged in the Ramayana to insult him by calling him Ravan in a land of Ram Bhakts. After raining fire on the Congress, the Prime Minister led a 50-kilometer roadshow in Ahmedabad across 16 assembly seats, playing his brand on the front foot to reclaim the saffron bastion where the BJP has held power uninterrupted for 27 long years. But like many times in the past, from Maut Ka Saudagar to Khoon Ki Dalali, has the Congress once again given ammunition to the Prime Minister's campaign. Since 2014, he has been able to weaponize the barbs from the Congress party to the BJP's advantage. Has the Congress played right into the hands of the BJP again?
तुम्हारी सूरत कितनी बार देखना, कारपोरेशन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमएलए इलेक्शन भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमपी इलेक्शन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, हर जगह कितने भाई क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है क्या है?
This remark by Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge against the Prime Minister sparked a political storm in election season. And on a day when Gujarat voted for the first phase, the Prime Minister hit back at the Ravan reference.
भाइयों बहनों, આપણે જાણીએ છીએ કે આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એ રામના અસ્તિત્વને સ્વીકાર નથી કરતી. આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એને તો રામ સેતુ સામે વાંધો. એવી કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી મને ગાળો બોલવા માટે રામાયણમાંથી રાવણને લઈ આવી, બોલો, અને સૌનો પ્રયાસ.
Addressing a packed rally in Gujarat's Kalol, Prime Minister Modi urged the public to teach Congress a lesson for targeting him.
કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટીમાં તો કોમ્પિટિશન ચાલે છે, કોમ્પિટિશન કે કોણ મોદીને વધારે ગાળો બોલે, કોણ મોદીને મોટી ગાળો બોલે અને કોણ મોદીને તીખી ગાળો બોલે. આ કોંગ્રેસના લોકોને હવે સુધારવા પડે કે ના સુધારવા પડે? સુધારવાનો રસ્તો કયો? 5મી તારીખ કમળ ઉપર બટન દબાવો.
Earlier this week, Kharge questioned why votes were being sought in the name of the Prime Minister in every election instead of local candidates or the performance of government.
मोदी को देखकर वोट दो. अब भाई तुम्हारे को तुम्हारी सूरत कितनी बार देखना, कितने भाई क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है क्या है?
In 2007, Sonia Gandhi made the infamous Maut Ka Saudagar reference to Modi.
गुजरात की सरकार चलाने वाले झूठे बेईमानी डर और मौत के सौदागर हैं.
In 2016, it was Rahul Gandhi's Khoon Ki Dalali swipe.
उनके खून के पीछे आप छुपे हुए हो, उनकी आप दलाली कर रहे हो.
इस परिवार.
And in 2017, Manishankar Iyer's niche jibe at the Prime Minister changed the political narrative.
मुझको लगता है कि ये आदमी बहुत नीच किस्म का आदमी है.
There is a narrative that has started by the Congress party. Recently, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, has made a statement which is being seen as derogatory, which has to do with 100 heads of Ravan. All your party leaders have condemned his statement. Do you see this as a personal attack against the Prime Minister?
First of all, I would like to make the record very straight that right from the day Prime Minister Narendra Modi took over as the Prime Minister of the country, Madam Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi were never able to digest. These bad words, ill words, have started coming from Mrs. Gandhi, from Rahul Gandhi. They are the persons who have been always using the words which I cannot mention at this point of time. And whatever Kharge ji is speaking, he is speaking the language of Sonia Gandhi ji, he is speaking the language of Rahul Gandhi ji. And it is condemnable, and it shows their frustration, and it shows that people who are sitting on the high seats on a very raised pedestal, they are not following the norms and the standards which they should follow.
Today, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a 3-hour mega roadshow across 16 assembly constituencies in Ahmedabad for the second phase of the Gujarat Assembly election. Huge crowds lined the streets across 50 kilometers as Prime Minister Modi's convoy passed through. Will the personal attacks against the Prime Minister only backfire for the Congress?
Well, history shows that it certainly has backfired. Let me begin with December 2007. Sonia Gandhi called Prime Minister Narendra Modi Maut ka Saudagar. The result, BJP won 107 seats in the Gujarat Assembly elections that were held. So that is the result, or as we have been saying, backfiring. January 2014, Congress leader Mani Shankar Iyer attacked Prime Minister Modi just ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. He said, "We will find a job of a chai wala for Mr. Modi." Result was, BJP alone won 282 seats in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections. 2 years later, in October 2016, Rahul Gandhi said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi indulged in khoon ki dalali. The result was that the BJP won 324 seats in the UP elections that were held in 2017. In December 2017, Mani Shankar Iyer was at it again. He called Prime Minister Narendra Modi Neech Aadmi. And the result was that the BJP won Gujarat Assembly polls with 49.1% votes. Between 2018 to 2019, there have been multiple other instances, Rahul Gandhi calling Prime Minister Modi Commander-in-Chief, Mani Shankar Iyer calling him Neech Aadmi, Mayawati saying that Prime Minister Modi abandoned his wife, and the Congress launched a Chokidar Chor Hai campaign. The result was that the BJP alone won 303 seats in 2019 Lok Sabha polls. So has the Prime Minister repeatedly weaponized the barbs against him, and has the opposition time and again given that ammunition to the BJP? Let me bring in all the guests and go straight to Nagaraju Yadav. Why is the Congress repeating itself? When you know that the history has shown that every time there has been a personal attack against the Prime Minister, it has only backfired.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Yadav.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
We'll try and fix that line with Nagaraju Yadav. But in the meanwhile, Rashid.
No. Hello.
Can
I'm
you
on
hear
the
me?
line.
Yes, Nagaraju
Hello.
Yadav, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes,
yeah, I
please
heard your
respond.
question. Let
Yes.
me answer you now. Mr. Narendra Modi Sahab, being the Prime Minister of the country, we all have due respect for him. We have nothing to insult him individually by calling his names. But the idea of Kharge Sahab making the statement was that in a democracy there is a number of levels of administration, and people have to look at the administration and vote. Every time showing Narendra Modi Sahab's face and getting a vote and trying to fool people is not acceptable to us. That's what he meant it, because he was multifaceted, and with so many elections he's come and campaigned from corporation election till the parliament election. He comes and campaigns. We have no objection to it. What happens to other missionaries who have been performing there, who's been supposed to be answerable to the people? That's what he was trying to say. Mallikarjun Kharge Sahab has not insulted the Prime Minister of the country
Singh,
individually
the
by
criticism is that
calling
brand
him,
Narendra Modi is the prime weapon and perhaps the only weapon that the BJP has for all elections, and without him, the election winning machinery cannot stand.
That is what is happening.
RP Singh.
Well, if we have a leader who leads from front, who has policies to deliver to people, then what's wrong in it? I mean, have you seen Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vada in Gujarat election or Himachal election? They are out on yatra, but missing on the real yatra for the electioning. And they say we are a political party and our leader is busy putting the country together. No, sir, you are a political party, but you are a political party to win elections also, to contest elections also. But you don't have a leader who can come and pitch for elections. And we have a leader who comes and pitch directly in straightforward for elections. One. Secondly, but what was the right of you to call Prime Minister Ravana, Prime Minister Modi Ravana, is son of the soil of Gujarat? Ravana, are you insulting the Gujaratis when you say so? Ram Bhakt, you're calling Ram Bhakt a Ravana? Are you insulting all Ram Bhakts for that regard? So you need to answer those questions. These are hard questions because Congress don't believe in Ram. Congress don't, give me a second. Okay. Congress don't believe in Ram at all. I didn't interrupt you, sir. Congress don't believe in Ram. Congress have always said Ram was never there. They said Ram was a fictionary figure. So that was the background of the Ram. You oppose the Ram temple to Chennai. You never wanted Ram temple to there.
चलिए जवाब दीजिए.
No. I want to answer is this. We should not forget what all the names for Jan Sangh leaders and the BJP leaders called for Indira Gandhi for her way of dressing, for her haircut, and what are the names they called for Sonia Gandhi, calling her as a barmaid and all that. We have not forgotten all these things. BJP has got no right or moral right to speak about Mallikarjun Kharge today. Mallikarjun Kharge tried to say the Prime Minister is that you are the only person coming and answering for corporation elections also. You are only answering the people what have been raised by the Jilla Parishad election, or it is a Taluk Panchayat election, or it is an assembly election. What is happening in a matter of democracy? It has to be decentralized. That the people who have been elected should answer those things.
No, but Nagaraju Yadav, if that is the way BJP believes in fighting elections, then why hold it against them? आप भी कर लीजिए.
We respect Narendra Modi as son of India.
If you have a leader who has that pan-India appeal, then why don't you do that? Replicate that formula. If that is a formula according to you.
No, but they don't have a leader.
Tell me.
They don't have a leader. They don't have policies for people to accept that. Their leader makes tall claims. People don't accept those tall claims.
You are trying to insult the Prime Minister by saying that they are insulting Gujaratis. It is not insulting Gujaratis at all.
I'm not saying so. We have.
Sir, how many cases Narendra Modi has got to show?
Aapne Gujarati.
What Kharge Sahab tried it. And Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister. I also definitely respect him.
Okay, let me bring in the experts, Rashid Kidwai and Professor
But then why you call him by name of Ravana?
Okay, Professor Nalapal.
No, that is the quote made by Kharge Sahab to say that Narendra Modi Sahab can be different.
Did it backfire? Yes, it visibly has backfired. Then the Prime Minister has used it during the course of his rally and he has given it a turn. So, Professor Nalapal, why does the opposition feel being anti-Modi is the main weapon even when it has not worked? You know, why make it about Modi? Because they realize fully well that when it is an attack against the Prime Minister, it doesn't work.
Look, the fact is, Maria, that Narendra Modi has made no secret of the fact that he comes from one of the most backward of the backward castes. He has not hidden the fact of his humble origins. Not at all, not in the least. Now, there are leaders who came from humble origins and who frankly have tried to cover up that fact. Not Modi. He's quite open about it. So the point is, therefore, that, you know, this kind of conversation, it leads to a perception of an elitist party, or at least a party led by elitist people who have been born with a platinum spoon in their mouths, who have been born into wealth, born into privilege.
But Mr. Nalapal, this has been said by a party president who himself is a Dalit.
No, I'm sorry, Maria. The point is very simple. The point is, Mallikarjun Kharge is a very fine person. Mallikarjun Kharge is following the party line, and the party line is the line of those who chose him as the party president. Okay. Now, this is the narrative that is there is this poor background, humble background that he's not hiding. On the other hand, dynastic politics, very affluent families, and that kind of narrative.
Rashid.
So this is this kind of an individual, you go on the attack. Now you can't say that Mr. Kharge, he's a very fine person.
Okay.
But that was
okay. Let me bring Rashid now. Rashid, there can be issues, you know, because if you have a party which has been governing a state for 27 long years, then you target them on the issue of policy. Do you think it hurts the Congress as they are forced to focus the campaign to target Prime Minister Narendra Modi instead?
Maria, it's a classical case of baat ka batangad. We know that Mr. Kharge is not a a Hindi speaker. He has an articulation problem, and perhaps he should not have made this reference because in political discourse should be civil and should be decent. We all agree on this, but we also know that political decency or political discourse is not a one street, one way street. There are people who make all kind of things. If we go by your formulation that Mr. Manishankar Iyer said this and Sonia Gandhi said this, and this actually helped a single sentence change the whole thing, that whole complex of countries' politics would have been different, because a lot of atrocious remarks have been made for those who claim to represent the ruling party today. So that's not a thing. Elections and victory is a sum and substance of lot of
Yes,
issues. It's a
but
complex
Rashid,
thing.
yes,
At the same time,
but in a state, Rashid, since I was in Gujarat, when there is a high sense of comfort, when there is a high sense of satisfaction with the government, the BJP also needs emotive issue to ensure that all their supporters come on the poll booth. Then why give that issue at all? When the Congress party's best performance was perhaps last time around in 2017, they have not been able to build on that momentum. They are missing from the ground, and then you make this attack. How does it work?
Yeah.
I'm saying, yes, it's not one issue, but there are multiple issues which are going wrong here.
Absolutely, Maria, you're right in that sense. As I said, there should be civil discourse, but to attribute that Mr. Kharge, who has had a kind of decades in public life, to say that he's being guided by some elites and all, I think this time around the impact will be slightly different, because Mr. Kharge is not elitist. He's a son of a mill worker. He's a Dalit. He has a Hindi articulation problem. All these things are there,
Yes.
and voter,
Okay. So
including
then
voters
look
in
at
Gujarat
it from
will
the
be able to
Hindi
see.
articulation issue. Should it just stop at that, Mr. Nalapart? Baat ka patangad, as Rashid is saying.
I had the impression that the Congress party would not launch a personal attack on Prime Minister Modi, because the Congress party had understood that the Prime Minister Modi is very popular among Gujaratis, among the entire country, but Gujaratis in particular. But then suddenly you go in Madhusudan Mistry, and then you have Mr. Kharge, and then you have these attacks. And frankly, you can't blame the BJP for capitalizing on that, and for pointing out unpleasant facts.
You cannot blame the BJP, because here, if you give an issue on a platter, they will obviously, take it up and make it an issue.
No, now I want to ask this. Nalpad knows the history much better than me. But what all statement BJP has made on Indira Gandhi and other things also is history. But what I'm trying to tell you is only one thing, is that nobody wants to insult the Prime Minister independently by accusing on an individual basis. The idea of telling that of Kharge is very, very clear, that he comes and campaigns for everything in a different fashion. And he presents himself as a different fashion by saying that he is going to do the work of corporation. For example, imagine in a corporation election or an assembly election, he comes and promises something. Who is accountable for these things? That is what Kharge tried to say this. He's trying to say that he's Ram Bhakt. We are not, as if we are not Ram Bhakt, what? We are also definitely Ram Bhakt as such. No, what it is in Hindutva or Hinduism or Ram is not been given to least to the BJP people as that, and they want to polarize in the name of Ram Bhakt as of now today. Also is not correct, and also saying that insulting as Gujarati people. How Narendra Modi can be only from Gujarat? He is the son of the soil of India. He is the Prime Minister of the India. As being a Congress spokesman, I have due respect to the Prime Minister of India. And today the issue comes here that why the Prime Minister will be answerable for every small work in the state or in the corporation or a municipal corporation. Why this should happen? Democracy doesn't work like that.
But you also centralized power at some stage. If he is the biggest mascot, he is winning states for the party. He's winning states for the party. Then what is wrong in him campaigning? And this is his home state.
That is the idea.
Why should the other opposition parties object to what is a campaigning style of another party?
I will ask you. I'll
answer
RP
this.
Singh.
RP Singh.
Born as just in
okay,
the election.
RP Singh.
They are not born to build the nation.
Okay, RP Singh.
Hindutva is a bigger threat than Lashkar-e-Toba, quoting Rahul Gandhi to Mr. Ambassador of the America. It was Rahul Gandhi who said, Hindutva terror was the quote of Mr. Shinde, the Home Minister of the Congress Party, UPA. So these are your credentials. I can go on. These are your, for Mr. Chidambaram, Mr. Digvijay Singh. So there are leaders who said Osama G and Zakir Sahib. So we know your credentials, and the first right on the resources of the country is for minorities. So we know what is your credentials as far as Indian culture and Indian heritage goes. But that point aside, but why call Ravana, Prime Minister of the country, son of the soil, son of Gujarat, Ravana? When you could use some other quote. And then I'm sorry, by saying that Mr. Kharge has a handicap as far as Hindi as a language, but he knows what is the difference between Ravana and Ram. Ravana and Ram are not confined to language. They are above all that. So this is categorically the DNA of the Congress, which keep coming up, whether Neech Aadmi, whether Khoon Ka Dalal or something else, whatever they have to, Maut Ka Saudagar. So it keeps coming up, Chaukidar Chor hai, it keep coming up. They keep calling Prime Minister of the country by various cuss names. But people of Gujarat and people of the country knows who is real Ram, who is follows the real Ram,
Thank
and
you
who
so
the
much
follows the
for
Ram,
joining us.
and who the follows the Hindutva
Parties are
also.
born only to win elections. Some political parties are born only to win elections, but Congress is born to build this nation. Time will speak.
All right. Thank you
Sir,
so much for
thank you
joining
so
us.
much.
RP Singh, Nagaraju
Sir,
Yadav, Rashid Kidwai and Professor Nalapad. Shifting focus down south, the face-off between Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's sister YS Sharmila and the TRS continues to intensify in Telangana. Sharmila has accused the TRS of unleashing a reign of tyranny in Telangana, adding that her protest was peaceful, but the TRS chose to opt for violence in order to stop her. Now the governor of Telangana, Tamilisai Soundarajan, has also entered the fray. She condemned the towing away of Sharmila's car while she was still inside it, saying that female leaders need to be treated with dignity and respect. Sharmila is set to resume her Padyatra tomorrow and will meet the governor on Friday. This comes amidst the governor's own fight with the state government, where she has been accused of sitting on key bills and interfering in government work. She has dismissed all charges, accusing the government of playing politics over the office of governor. Joining me on the show for an exclusive chat is Telangana Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Let me begin with the first question regarding the developments of YRTP Telangana Chief YS Sharmila. When she was arrested, you had expressed concerns over the developments, and I'm quoting you. You had said, whatever may be the political background or ideology, women leaders need to be treated in dignified and a respectful way. When you said this, what happened after that?
First of all, Vanakkam, Namaste. Today, Srimati Sharmila met me and she complained about the way she was dealt with during her agitation. And as I specified, the women, whatever may be their political background or ideology, they should be treated in a dignified manner. They are not treating the Constitution Office headed by a women. Then what can I expect from the government? So it is highly condemnable the way they are treating the women leaders. So it is not only that I expressed my view about their respect to the women leaders, but visibly it was shown how they are treating the women leaders by treating Madam Sharmila the way they treated her during her agitation.
Okay. Ma'am, how do you see this going forward? Because you met her today, will you be issuing some instructions to the state government or asking the DGP to provide her protection?
No, actually, when I heard this message and when I heard the news, I wanted to have a report from the DGP. not only this incidents, whenever there are problems and whenever there are atrocities and whenever there are violation of rules, I always ask for a report. But whatever may be the report I ask, they are not giving. They are not respecting this office. Even when I told within 24 hours, when a girl child was harassed, she was a tribe, and when she was harassed, it was very painful, very disheartening. So I immediately asked a report within 24 hours. I didn't get it, and in spite of continuous pursuing, they gave after 15 days. So that is the respect they have. They show on the office of a governor, the constitution, and when that basic culture and basic respect is not followed, what can I expect from this government? This is the basic culture, basic need of a governor to expect. There is this type of activities are carried out by the government. Repeatedly I am asking. Not only the report from the DGP, when I go to the districts, I am not welcomed by the collector, SP doesn't come, and because of their own intention, they are not coming. Definitely, they should have had an order from the higher office not to welcome the governor. What type of respect they have for the constitutional office? So when this basic culture is not followed, when the basic SOP is not followed, what can I expect? This only I am conveying to the people of Telangana. Is this a government should act? They are telling, very proudly telling, we are a democratic government. We are elected by the people. But they are acting like a dictator. I should say that, even though it is a very hard word, I have to say this. Because they think, whatever they think, they can act upon that.
You are saying that the state government is acting like a dictator. The state government on the other side, ma'am, says that you have been sitting over the bills. The allegation is that your office is delaying key legislation. How will you respond to that charge?
Definitely, I don't accept that allegation, because I was the one who repeatedly told that 14 vice chancellors posts were vacant. When I came as a governor to Telangana, 13 posts of the vice chancellors were vacant. Repeatedly, I was forcing the government to appoint vice chancellors, and because of my consistent efforts, they appointed 13 vice chancellors. Then I was the one who had an interaction with the vice chancellors and informed the government more than 50 to 60 teaching and non-teaching posts are vacant. But they were not responding to that, but because they are going to face the election, immediately they want to deviate from the usual procedure and they want to carry out a new procedure, which even the UGC is opposing. I am not sitting on the bill. I am evaluating the bill. I am evaluating how it will be useful to the people and how the transparency will be maintained and how there won't be any biased activities and how the eligible candidates will be recruited. So whenever a governor has the right to sign a bill, the governor also has the right to access and evaluate the bill. So I need some time. It is not years. It is 2 months. I have written to UGC and I am communicating with some of the academicians because I am not satisfied about the way they are going to maintain this recruitment, follow this recruitment. It's a new type of recruitment. They are taking away the rights from the vice chancellors and they are from a central point they are going to recruit. Then how the autonomy of the universities will be maintained, how the research activities will be followed. That is the concern of UGC also. So it is not that if they pass a bill and if it is not competent, and if it is not useful to the people, and if it is not transparent, and if it is deviating from the normal procedure, immediately I have to endorse it. So I need some time.
Okay.
That is what I am assessing and evaluating the bill.
Okay.
And again, I have told in the open domain, I want some time. It is not wrong to take some time and to come to a correct decision.
Okay. Recently, you expressed doubts that your phones are being tapped. And ma'am, you have also said that there was an undemocratic situation in Telangana. What is the reason behind the suspicion, and who do you feel is involved?
There is Tushar name, because you also today also you should have noticed in the newspapers, because one name Tushar is involved in that case. Tushar was my former ADC. Few days, particularly when that talk was going on in the state, Tushar was calling me because he came to Hyderabad and it was during the Deepavali time. So he wanted my wishes and he called me. So they predicted, somebody named Tushar. How I doubted means, how did they know Tushar was calling me? So the name involved was Tushar. They misinterpreted that Tushar to this Tushar. And my doubt is, how did they know some Tushar is calling governor's office? And in their Twitter, their official Twitter handle, that Kishan, somebody, because he is almost a spokesperson to the TRS, official spokesperson, almost like an official spokesperson. And he tweeted and he retweeted a message saying that governor's office, Raj Bhavan is involved in this case. Particularly Tushar name was projected in that, and within 1 hour or within 1 week, we'll expose that. So they misinterpret. Some Tushar is calling, then how did they know some Tushar is calling Raj Bhavan? So this only made me to doubt about this phone tapping.
Okay. Ma'am, since you are naming an individual here, this is a serious issue. Besides being the citizen of the country, you also hold a constitutional position under secrecy oath. Did you discuss this issue with the state government? And have you demanded a probe on this issue?
What hope I have to discuss with the state government? Nobody will respond. DGP won't give me any report. And their office won't communicate me on anything. I am left out. And if I write some letters also, there won't be any response. And then to whom I have to contact and communicate, and just because I express my concern, that's all. They are very resistant to such activities. And they are not respecting the government's office, governor's office. But it is my duty to express my doubt and to express my concern to the people of Telangana. And I am not daily fighting with them. In a particular situations, I express my doubt because they officially tweeted. Then I rebutted. They cannot involve me in such activities. Then they kept quiet. So this is the unidirectional office only. Whatever may be the message and whatever may be the news, only the governor can express to the people of Telangana, not to the government. Okay. Government won't respond at all. They don't respect the values of a governor. They don't respect the values of democracy. They don't respect the constitutional office. They think whatever they think that is correct, they will do. Is this democracy? Democracy is giving respect to the people, giving respect to the legislatures, giving respect to the ministers, giving respect to the constitutional head also. But they think only government is the democracy. That is the fate of now the Telangana. Okay. That is the fate of proceedings in Telangana.
Okay. Ma'am, the ruling party in Telangana also seems to have complaints. Recently, Jagdish Reddy, who is a minister in the Telangana government, accused you of turning the Raj Bhavan into a BJP office. He is reported to have said, and I am quoting him here, that she is behaving more like a BJP leader than a governor. Raj Bhavan has been turned into a second party office of the BJP. Even people are seeing her as a BJP leader rather than the governor. This is a serious charge again. I mean, because it's open confrontation that's happening here.
On what base and what evidence he is expressing that view? I am asking. On what evidence? Let them tell me. And another thing, how he knows that people of Telangana is viewing me like that or viewing me like that? Because I have met the people of Telangana and I have expressed my views. I am going around in the districts. I meet the people of Telangana. They are greeting me. They are respecting me only as a governor. Only one question I want to ask them. You are telling that I am not acting as a governor, and are you respecting me as a governor? Are you treating me as a governor? It's so that I am not telling that I will act as a BJP person. But on what base? I am meeting all party leaders and I am not involved in any political activity. In fact, I can say, I can give you my appointment list, which have only few BJP leaders. That is like any other leader, they come and meet me. My office is working very transparently. I am surrounded by the officers who are appointed by the government only. So I can very boldly say they wanted to deviate the issue. They wanted to mislead the people. And they want to justify the way they insult the governor. So they want to put the blame on me, saying that I am acting as a BJP leader. On what base they are telling that? Let them tell, I will answer.
Okay. When was the last time you had one-on-one meeting with Chief Minister? Because you had accused the Chief Minister of skipping the programs that you attend. And in an interview, you had also said that I attend the program, the Chief Minister doesn't come. Even budget session of the Assembly begins with the governor address. Why I am being denied giving that address? So you have said that they are discriminating. Is there a complete breakdown of communication between the governor and the Chief Minister?
Actually, whether I can take it as a breakdown, but it is a voluntary activity by the government. They don't want to communicate the Raj Bhavan. And the last time when I met the Chief Minister was during the swearing ceremony of the Chief Justice of Telangana High Court. Only that program, before that 1 year I didn't meet him. During the previous tenure of the previous governor, he had the habit of coming to the Raj Bhavan. I don't expect him to come often to Raj Bhavan. At least during the specified programs, particularly at home, Republic Day or Yugadi Day, which is a custom for the Chief Minister to usually visiting the Raj Bhavan. Why? It is not followed. Why this type of procedure is followed by the present Chief Minister? I am repeatedly asking. If I am asking that, they will troll me and they will project me in a different way in their tweets, in the social media. They disrespect me. I am not bothered about that. What is the answer you are giving to the people of Telangana for not respecting the office of Constitution? It is not me. It is not Tamilisai Soundararajan. It is the governor of Telangana. Why you are not coming? Why you are not coming even during these specified programs? That is my question. And why your collectors are not receiving me during my district visits? I am not going on my personal visit. And another thing, they are telling I am sitting on the bills. But if I send a file to the office of the Chief Minister, what is the response from the Chief Minister? Till now, for example, Sammaka Saraka Jatra, it is 275 kilometers from Hyderabad. I am a person who can travel by road, but it is quite far away from Telangana, and the road was not very safe because of the some of the terrorist I cannot say Naxal activities, known Naxal activities, particular areas. They only told it is not safe by going by road. And then when we asked for a helicopter, I had a formal invitation from the Tribal Affairs Secretary. So when I had an invitation, then I wanted to go for the Jatra. When my office wrote for a helicopter, till night 10 o'clock, I have to start the early morning next day. Till evening night, I didn't get any response. So I started by my car. On road, I traveled. But the son of the chief minister is asking whether it is inferior to go by road. I didn't tell. I am traveling by train. Are you traveling? Your officers are flying in the helicopters, but you don't want to provide a helicopter. But I am not longing for a helicopter. I am a person now traveling by train. But I wanted to convey the mindset of the rulers of Telangana and how they respect a request from the constitutional office. They know traveling to Jatra will take more than 7 hours. They wanted me to suffer like that, and they are telling, is it inferior to go by road? Then why they are not traveling? To Basara, when the children were agitating, I went in train. Why they flew in the helicopter? So they think in Dinas, they are rulers, they are king, and they want to enjoy everything, but they don't want to give any respect to the constitutional office.
Those are serious allegations that you're making, ma'am, of the state government not respecting you and not providing you the basic, provision in terms of the helicopter which was needed at that time. My last question to you: we have seen in recent times that there has been almost like the equation between the Raj Bhavan and the state governments, particularly which are run by the opposition parties. It's an open fight which has played out. A number of opposition rule states have also, written to the president demanding the recall of those governors. Why do you think the two offices are on a path of direct confrontation?
No, actually, they are all saying that governors are politicizing. I am alleging that the governments are politicizing the situation. For example, taking the Telangana issue. The state government, the Telangana party, this ruling party, decides that it should oppose the central government. For their political benefits, they are alleging the governor's post and the constitutional post. So what is my question is, if you are yes masters, and if you want to be friendly with the central government, then you will respect the office. Particularly in Telangana, when the TRS, the Honorable Chief Minister, decides to oppose the central government and to take a political path against the central government, his biased activities were more intensified towards the Raj Bhavan. So this is my allegation. Only the chief ministers are viewing the constitutional office politically. They are not viewing it with values, with democratic values. So when pinpointing the fingers to the governor's office, they should assess and evaluate the activities of the chief ministers and the government, how they are following the rules and how they are respecting the constitutional office.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, the governor of Telangana, for that interview. Let me bring in the guests and go straight to the TRS leader, because there has been a direct charge against you. The fact is that the state seems to be on a collision course with the governor's office. Then why is the governor's office being made a political target here?
Good evening to all my viewers and good evening to you. Let me tell you, the way we, the government of Telangana and everyone here, has the utmost respect for the office of the governor. And at any point of time, we have never been disrespectful to the governor. But it is very unfortunate that the governor, in fact, coming down heavily on the state government with the, with her grievances, which, the Madam Governor should act as a governor, not as a representative of the BJP party here, because the governor's office and the Raj Bhavan is the constitutional office there, and she is the constitutional.
No, but what kind of instructions? She is saying that instructions have been given right from the top of the government that when the governor travels to the district, she should not be provided with basic protocol, that the SP doesn't receive her. Isn't that, insulting a governor and her
No,
office?
no such instructions have been given to any official. No such instruction has been given to anyone. The due protocol is being extended to the governor wherever she is going. And if she is going to any district, the due protocol is being followed there. And if any officer who is not present there in the town, then probably he may not be, attending her program. But otherwise, the governor, as I told you, we have the utmost respect for the office of the governor.
Well,
But
the governor
unfortunately,
certainly seems to be very upset, and she is saying that she has not been provided with basic protocol that was needed, that there has been no one-on-one meeting between her and the chief minister. These courtesies should have been extended. That has not been done. Let me put focus now on YS Sharmila's story, because she has also responded to that, saying that female leaders are not being treated with dignity in the state. Let me bring Mr. Varaprasad. Mr. Varaprasad, did YS Sharmila provoke the action against her?
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Yes, what is the question, madam?
Did she provoke the action against her?
Please.
If you can hear me.
Madam, please repeat the question, madam.
Did YS Sharmila provoke the action against her by the state government?
Sharmila never provoked, and she never uttered any statements against the government. She is always questioning the government and the legislative members. Whatever promises they have given to the public, they are not fulfilling it. She is always questioning the failures of the government, but she never provoked any person against the government.
So then why is this? Is this some kind of a fixed match that is happening between her and the TRS then?
No. Here the thing is, as she is questioning them, they are not in a position to digest. Almost she covered 3,500 kilometers Padayatra, but at the fag end, they have created such hurdles at Narsampet area. They burned the caravan bus of Sharmila, and they broken the windows of the car. They damaged the property, and they manhandled the people. It's brutally, which is very bad on their part. See, now we are looking when the government is not in a position to...
Isn't the governor right when she said that the state government doesn't respect women leaders? What kind of treatment did the state government really give to YS Sharmila?
See,
that's what it is. When they are not in a position to respect the first person of state, the governor and lady governor, that too, how can they respect Sharmila or other women? They won't. They don't have any respect. See, now Governor Madam told that when she is visiting districts, the concerned officer should come, but they are not coming. What is its meaning? Where we are going? Where is democracy? The constitutional rights we must follow, but we are not following. The government is not following at all. My land friend is telling that everything is complaint, but what complaint? The governor herself telling no officer is coming to receive her. His official duties. So, which is very bad.
See, leveling the baseless allegation is very easy. So that's the reason. But anyway, because I have replied to that.
My dear friend, this is not baseless allegation. See, then you prove it. So when she visited, you tell that which officer came. And governor's program overnight will not be decided. It will be decided, prior meetings will be fixed, and it will be communicated to each and every district, the collector and SPs. It is their responsibility to be available. When the chief secretary of the state is going, the concerned district collector at the border, they will receive. When the governor goes, they don't respect. They have to respect. Or we will take out the details of the itinerary.
No, this
so
is
how many officers
perfect,
attended? You please come to know.
This is a perfect fixing on the national television between the Madam Governor and the YSRTP. Which is quite evident here actually, because you are getting the complete support for all the abuses hurled by YS Sharmila on our Honorable Chief Minister, and the Madam Governor has extended her full support to whatever YS Sharmila ji has done here, because she, without following the law and order situation, without taking the permission from the police. She was trying to barge into the house of the Honorable Chief Minister, which is a high security zone. And first of all, the kind of the
my dear
language what
friend.
Sharmila ji has used against our, MLA there, she was so abusive. But in spite of that, our MLA, in fact, just because Sharmila ji is a woman, he did not even retaliate, nor did he respond to that actually. So that's
All
the kind
right.
of the
Thank you
respect
so
we
much
have
for joining me,
to
Mr.
Sharmila ji.
Varaprasad and Halikur Rahman. Of course, we'll be playing that interview tomorrow. That's a big story. We'll be trying and getting reaction from various other political parties, because that certainly is a big charge that is coming from the governor, in which she said that protocols are not being followed. She asks for reports from the DGP. He doesn't respond to her, and that there has been instructions from the top in the government to disrespect her. We'll be trying and seeking answers from the government as well. That's all from me. The entire interview on news18.com. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
First go across to the man who started this all, basis whose complaint this whole case was registered against Shashi Tharoor. Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, former Member of Parliament of the BJP, is now joining us. Dr. Swamy, thank you very much for speaking with us. First things first, like I said, it started with your moving the Delhi police and asking them for a probe into Shashi Tharoor's late wife's death. It took 7 years for the discharge case against Tharoor to happen in the first place, and earlier last year, the Delhi court had discharged him, saying that there is want of evidence. Now, 15 months later, the Delhi police have approached the court again. Many are saying they've dug up this case again. What is exactly the end game here? Because what new has the police found in terms of the last 15 months to warrant going back to the court asking for an appeal against the discharge?
Well, the Delhi police has gone in appeal against the order in the lower court, and but the question is right. You have asked a correct question. Why did they say it takes so long to wake up to after having gone to the upper court and filed an appeal against the lower court's orders? Why did you take so long to go back and start the proceedings?
Now, back when the lower court had discharged Mr. Tharoor from the trial of the death of his late wife, the court had cited, and I quote, an absence of specific allegations and sufficient material to warrant that he was in any kind of conspiracy to eliminate his wife. So my question is, what has changed between then and now, between the discharge that happened a year and a half ago and the need to go back to the High Court now and ask for an appeal against that discharge?
Well, I don't. Then it must mean that Delhi police didn't present what should have been presented. One was the autopsy report of the All India Medical Institute, which showed lots of marks on her body, an injection hole in her arm, which showed that perhaps she was also given a poison needle, and she had put up a fight. It was also very clear. What was the reason? Why was she in a hotel, 5-7 star hotel? How could this happen in what appears